go. Hi there, welcome to the PunkBordello podcast. When we sit down with this next guest, we would very much like for you to like, follow, share, subscribe on all platforms. You can also check out our Bandcamp. We will be releasing the whole album on Bandcamp for Pay What You Want very soon here. That is it. That is all. New and refined intro, y'all. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Getting better with the intro.
Nice. Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, this is my domain is all that shit back there. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
so like when it comes to just like kind of running a podcast, the best thing that I can really do is just be genuine about like, yeah, I'm just a dude doing it. So
Right. I mean, yeah, that's the best way to go about it, I feel like.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the most authentic that I can be for just like feeding the content machine. Like, and I have no shame about
Hmm.
that. It's like literally I don't want to do that, but I have to. So here we go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
um but it's not necessarily like a bad thing. Like the whole idea is to have conversations where there's something to take away from it, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But so what is, first of all, everybody, welcome Claudia Joseph to the podcast. And what is your most recent release? What are you here to promote?
So my most recent release is a song. It's called Back to Austin. It's on all the streaming platforms. I do mostly, it's really hard to kind of like box myself into a genre. I feel like that's hard for a lot of people, but I would say it's like folky country, like
Mhm.
modernish. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my latest thing, and then I'm working on an album right now that's I was going to try to have it out at the end of July, but I don't know. I think it might be a little bit later. So we'll just see what happens.
Are you having like any kind of like troubles with like the like I don't know, producer or anything like that?
Well, I do everything myself, so that's like a struggle. It's literally just me and my iPad and whatever I can, get together um, with like the resources that I have. But I'm doing my first like official gig in June in a few weeks. So that's been kind of like, holding me back a little bit. I'm trying to like prepare for that. So um we'll see. And I think some other opportunities have already like come to me from like accepting that.
Mhm.
So I don't know, it might push like my recording and all that for a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
What kind of music do you typically make? What?
It's like acoustic country kind of. It's like mostly acoustic because I that's like all I have is my acoustic guitar. I use the harmonica sometimes. And then I'm gonna try to get my uncle, he plays the steel pedal guitar.
Awesome.
Or not guitar, but a steel pedal. So I'm gonna try to get him to put a little bit of that on my new stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. It's just like me, my guitar, and then whatever I can use on GarageBand, like the drums and bass and all that. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
there's not much to it. It's like if if you just know what it needs and you can be simple about it, especially in that kind of music, like there's very much value in the term songwriter, drum songwriter, you know, this, that, and the third. It's like, I mean, because really what's important is the quality of the song itself, you know.
Right.
Uh,
Hmm.
people more so in my domain get kind of tripped up in, you know, just kind of like pedantic music shit. I can only say like like 30-second note triplets, like fucking, you know what I mean, fucking crazy, like blast beats and shit like that. But at the heart of it, like if the song is no good, then all of that shit is worthless, you know? So
Right, yeah. Mhm.
it's doing a lot with a little, um, and kind of honing in on like the melody is what more people are gonna kind of find appeal with. Um, I mean, I myself, I have a tattoo of from Shaky Graves. Like he signed my arm when I was like 19, and I was like,
Nice.
I'll get it tattooed, man. Like, and fucking, I love Shaky to death. I just saw him in St. Louis actually. Uh,
Nice.
it was a great show. It was a great show. But so what is your where are your performances at? Like, where can people see you perform?
Well, right now in Austin, I'm always at, well, for the most part, I'm usually at the Industry on Sunday nights at their open mic.
Mhm.
I try to hit a few others during the week, but it's not like I'm at this one every Sunday, like most of the time. So if anyone wants to come see me, it would be there. It's at 7:30 on Sunday nights. Um, but yeah, I since I'm like preparing for all this other stuff, I haven't been going out as much as I used to, but I'm really new to this. So I just moved to Austin about 4 months ago and I just started hitting all the open mics I could.
Okay.
But I'm still like super new to like performing. Not to like songwriting and stuff like that, but performing is like it's been a learning experience for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. I mean, I very much saw myself in the same position when I lived in Austin. Um, I did the same thing, and it's very different to go up there like by yourself and just it's very vulnerable for it to just be like you, your voice, and an acoustic guitar. And
Hmm.
when you just see what you can do with that to try and move a crowd, for me it was humbling because I went to an open mic one time and just ate shit. I forgot like lyrics
Yep.
to something I wrote as I was singing it, and
Yeah.
because I just felt everybody kind of like fucking staring at me, and I was just
Hmm.
like, it'll come to me. Hold on. I mean, and I just went
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
like
I've had those experiences also.
just sit there, just like deer in headlights. Fuck, what comes next?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of it's part of the process. You gotta do some of those to just get better at it and kind of you know learn your lesson, practice more.
Hmm.
Let's talk about your catalog though, because we got plenty of time to kill here. Um, so what was the first song that you released? Like where are you at? How many songs do you have out currently right now?
Um, I mean, I have 3 albums out, and I think they each have 10 songs, so 30. And then I have a few like little singles and stuff, so it's probably around like 35 that I have out right now. The first song I wrote, like the first song I released was called, I think it was Flowers was my first song. Um, and it's about, do you know that show 1883? That it's like that spin-off from Yellowstone?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. Do you know Yellowstone, the show?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm
Oh, well,
aware
I
that
feel like that's really popular. So.
well, okay, so a full disclaimer, I don't even own a TV in this house. Like the
Okay,
only time
that's
I
great.
really
That's
ever
great.
watched it is because I'm always like on the record. Like I've had to
Yeah,
play all the instruments on this fucking record. So that's where all my time goes.
nice.
um, and then also here, it's like this. So I also work like full time at a gym, and I mean I'm just this is kind of I came out to Central Illinois to kind of just dig my heels in, grind all this shit out, and like the album that I'm about to put out is going to be about 18 songs plus another solo album that's coming out like in tandem with it that is
Hmm.
another like 10 songs. And that's all like my personal like metalcore like babies. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just like I'm
Hmm.
putting it out because it's for me, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's the best.
A little bit self-indulgent, but at the same time, like, I have like there's this one song that comes out the 26th. What is today?
The
What,
24th.
24th. Okay, so it comes out
2 days.
Monday. Um,
Okay.
it's called Prince of Punk, and fucking it's I call it my war song because it's like very much just kind of me reclaiming my power in my story, and just I mean Prince played all the instruments on his fucking first album, and it's like killer. So I do
That's yeah.
I do always kind of look at him for inspiration because like that's who I feel like I align with most for the most part. I don't know. There's just quirks to all those stars that are so much bigger and mystic in comparison to
Hmm.
us. But that's just kind of. I mean, it happened. That's one of those songs that just like it it all kind of attacked me at once, and I just was a vessel and just fucking put it down.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's the
I
best.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain it any other way, but like I'm
Hmm.
glad that you have such a significant amount of a body of work out right now because it doesn't make me feel so bad as much as I do in some settings where like I feel like people struggle with having ideas that they are proud of, and for myself, once I hit a certain point in my own journey, I was able to just kind of like let go of that and not judge what came out. And now what I'm very much satisfied with what comes out as an artist now,
Hmm.
with like damn near it's like I keep hitting. You know what I mean? I keep
Yeah.
you know and it
Hmm.
like that's why 20 songs on one record is kind of a thing. But what is the parts of your what are the parts of your catalog that are most personal to you?
I think like the ones that I don't like that aren't as produced, that aren't like super produced, So like it's just me and my guitar. And because I feel like those are the ones where I just it's like what you said, like I kind of just like I'm writing shit down. I'm like, okay, this is kind of just happening. It's like kind of spilling out of me. And then I
Yes.
just have to record it, because like if I don't, it'll be stuck in my head and I'll be like obsessing over it for like weeks. So I just
Yeah.
have to get it recorded and shit.
Yeah.
Um, and so I do it kind of fast. And so like those songs I feel like are like the most like authentic, I'm not like trying
Right.
really hard to like do a certain thing. It's just like this is just what comes out of my brain kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like the first album that I made, I was trying to kind of like um what's the word? Like I was trying to like produce a certain sound and kind of like
Replicate almost.
not replicate but like just like show not showcase, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the word, but like it was like my first release of anything. No one had ever heard me really sing or play or anything. I wasn't like going out and like doing open mics and stuff at this time. So it was like this is what everyone's going to see first, like my first impression, I guess. So I really wanted it to be a certain way. um so it wasn't 100% authentic, if I'm being completely honest. It was like I was trying to like make it sound good or like make it something that people would want to listen to.
Yeah.
And like the more I like go on with like my music career, um I like stop like I've stopped thinking that way. I kind of just do whatever I want to do because usually those are the songs that um they sound better, they're more authentic, and people like it's not like the same shit that people are hearing every day. It's like something different and like something that someone is going to connect with more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this
Absolutely.
album coming out that I'm like hopefully will get out soon is going to be more of that. Like it's just like completely like and like I'm unfiltered, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm excited for it.
So, what are like some of the staples of your set? Like, what are the first songs that you would tell people to listen to, um, that you're most proud of, I guess?
I have this song called Farmington 13, which again was one of those songs that kind of just like came out of me. I was driving from Colorado to Texas, and it was when I first moved here. I was driving all my shit and my kids, and we were like in the car, and I was just like looking at the scenery because the drive from Colorado to Texas is like one of the most beautiful drives. Um, and it's kind of about it's about like the scenery and stuff, but it's also about like a person, a girl, whoever, um, that's like in this relationship, and she's like, just drop me off at this town and don't come back. Like, leave me here because this place is like really cool. Like, this area was really cool that I was driving through. And I kind of felt like, damn, I wish I could just like leave everything and like just stay here. You know what I mean? Just because it was like one of those places that was like really cool. Um, and so, yeah, that's like one of my favorite songs that I've written, I think. And it's just, again, like me and my guitar. And um, so that would be like one of the songs that I would recommend that someone listen to first. And then Back to Austin is another one of those songs that I usually either like I play or I like, recommend someone listen to if they ask for my music. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So, where, like, where did we go from like subject matter in terms of like each record? So, like, what did you write about more on the first versus the second versus the third record?
I feel like I don't know, they're all kind of have like the same theme. I really like write about kind of the same thing, or it's like the same theme in every song. It's very like nature based and like um kind of like experiencing things outside. Like I'm a very outdoorsy person, so like that's always somehow like intertwined to whatever I'm talking about. I mean, I obviously talk about like personal things like, my love life and whatnot, but not very often, honestly. Like and I think about how like a lot like I would say like 80% of the songs out there are like love songs or about like a relationship or something, and I just like really don't write about that. I do a little bit, but and so like I'm kind of insecure about that sometimes because I feel like that's the thing that people relate to like the most.
Yeah,
Um but I just like it's just not in the forefront for me. Like
yeah,
my like experience in life and like trying to figure out like what my purpose is in life and like why human beings are here on earth, like that's like what I usually like write about. So and
yeah.
it always has to do with like, a nature kind of thing. So
Well,
if that makes sense.
well, no, no, it absolutely does make sense. And I mean, I mean, for every song that I have that's like released, there's probably like a good like five or six that aren't. And you gotta see what is working and what is not. I actually also used to use those open mics back in Austin to kind of like test the water on like how it would be, received when I played it live.
Yeah.
um I just I love that about the Austin scene, is that it's very, very welcoming to just like hit an open mic and just see, does this hit.
Yeah.
uh, but when it comes to what I write about, I ended up like, I mean, I wrote the love songs just to write the love songs because I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
I can do it, whatever.
You got to
And then
have one or two there
I mean,
somewhere.
yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
I feel like I grew out of it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
as
Mhm.
my like playing style has kind of like changed, my attitude has kind of shifted. I get older, I learn a little bit more. What I kind
Mhm.
of realize now, um, in contrast, is that like whatever I feel like I write about I feel like it's gonna manifest in some way, shape, or form, whether it's like subconscious within me or whatever. Which is why I kind of like, I don't really have too much left to say in like a punk's perspective on like, everything that's in the ether. Really, like the music is just kind of my place to get away from all that, and kind of like,
Right.
just dig into that, like, make some shit that I can like work out to, because I got to live my life
Mhm.
working on this shit to see, see
Yeah.
and visualize, audiate what comes next, and I want those now, and at this point in my life, I want those to be like ideas that I can grow old with, and look back and be like,
Mhm.
yeah, that was when I started to get it. That was when I started to be like,
Yeah.
you know, um, because I really do. I've noticed actually that music is programming. You're in charge of your destiny. So if you make something that you like, that you're not holding back on, regardless of genre, that's like totally aside the point. Because
Mhm.
you know what I mean. I love each different kind of music for like its own reasons, but how I release it or go about releasing it is a completely different story. But whatever we end up writing about is probably going to manifest in some way. So it's important to be cognizant of that and like really try to,
Mhm.
manifest a better kind of life for yourself. And I look at it, I at this point I'm proud of everything that I've done. So I'm the biggest champion of it because I know my path is going to be a little bit harder, not wanting to play ball with kind of the way that the industry moves, you know.
Mhm.
And it is very difficult to kind of navigate all of the fuckery that is afoot in the music industry.
Yes.
It is a constant thing, but the thing is when you just keep releasing it on your own and keep doing stuff the long way, the hard way, it eventually, I feel like it does resonate. It does kind of make its way back to you, and it's better to do that in a way that nobody can take from you or kind of hold over your head,
Mhm.
because I mean, at the end of the day, then it just becomes a bigger animal. Becomes much harder to live with yourself. You rob yourself of a little bit of more of like a happily ever after. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
And it's interesting, like, what you said about, like, how you have to be careful because you can, like, manifest things
yeah,
with your songwriting, and I swear, like, that has happened to me before. Like, I will, like, write a song and it just kinda comes out of nowhere, and then I'm, like, listening to it, like, months or years later, I'm like, "Shit, wait, this is actually true for my life right now."
yeah,
Like, how did I predict the future? But, like, maybe it's, like, the manifesting thing, I don't know. But
yeah,
that's really funny because 'cause I've never heard anybody else, like, say that before. Um, but I also don't have many friends, that are in, like, the music scene, so, but I just thought that was funny that you said that.
yeah. I mean, like, I feel like I feel like it happens to a lot of us. Like, at least if you're like writing lyrics, because it's
Mhm.
writing lyrics is in that regard different from most instrumentalists. Like, if your bass player just shows up to play bass or your drummer just shows up to play drums, they don't give a fuck what the lyrics are. They're just
Right. Yeah.
what are you saying here? Where's the change? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But when you're actually putting the words to paper, for one thing, it's a good way to kind of recognize patterns within like what you typically write about when you listen to it back and you're like, I say this kind of shit a lot. I talk about this kind of shit a lot. Like,
Mhm.
it is this really call for that, or do I like move on? You know what I mean? Just kind of
Right, yeah.
I've definitely uh made it kind of a point to kind of do like a vocal demo of it and just be like, is this really what the fuck I want to say? Because some of the stuff that I've recorded, at least recently, just like for the meme of it, um fucking I recorded this one song called Go Fuck Yourself. And
Nice.
it was about this bitch manager who got me fired at Culver's.
Yeah.
Right? So like, like that's definitely gonna be like a bonus track, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
but it's like, yeah, it's I don't know. It's definitely me on some goofy ass shit. But I think it's fun. I think you gotta have those. And if honestly,
Yeah.
if I was ever in a scenario where somebody started singing it at me and they wanted me to play it, I would absolutely fucking play it. But I don't think I'm gonna write it in the set list.
I
Like,
don't know, I feel like those kinds of songs, like, especially if they're, like, weird, I feel like those are, like, the best ones
yeah,
sometimes, like, if you think about, like, the one-hit wonders, that, like, you hear on the radio from, like, the '80s and shit, they're, like, so fucking weird, you know? It's like, what are you even talking about? But they're, like it's a good melody and shit.
yeah,
So, I don't know, like, I usually, like, keep those kinds of songs to myself, but I've been thinking about, like, not doing that anymore because I mean, first of all, no one really listens to my music, number 1, so who cares? Number 2, like, what's the worst that can happen? You know what I
yeah,
mean? So, like, you might as well have fun with it, but
yeah.
I don't know, that's just my opinion.
That's kind of where I'm at now. That's why I'm not really like afraid to be weird. One of the themes of this last record was like the sounds of like Chicago itself. Like so, I recorded like the L for a song called "Take the L," like the CTA trains that go through the loop and
Okay,
shit.
yeah. Mhm.
Um, and I don't know. I just got a couple of sirens in this one song that are just kind of like rhythmically on it. I I feel you about like having like nature in your in your music. I feel like sometimes I've noticed like I'll be listening to a song and it'll be like the perfect kind of happenstance that like something like a siren will be going by, like your ambulance or some shit will be going by, and it like fits perfectly into into the song, and so that's why I like kind of started exploring that whole kind of thing.
That's
um
cool.
yeah, but I mean, what how does that work in the kind of music that you make, which I'm sorry I haven't listened to yet.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
It's super.
Haven't listened to your music either, so it's fine.
It's all good. It is so all good. Like, I mean, there's a lot to get through, and I'm still just trying to like catch up on all the podcasts.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
still have one more to do after this one as well, so we do have to like cut it
That's
off
great.
like at exactly an hour.
Mhm.
Um,
That's okay.
but anyway, I mean, what? So you're doing? What are your goals in Austin? Like, where are you? You're doing open mics right now, but where are you trying to go from there? Like you have your uncle playing lap steel, and then wait, where's up from here?
Well, I don't know, I've asked myself that question a few times, and I feel like my answer changes every now and then, but right now, I guess my goal would be to just, like, get booked playing, like, little shows around the city.
Right.
Um, I don't really have, like, any desire to become, like, huge and or make, like, a ton of money. It would be nice to be able to live off, what I make as a musician, but I mean, it's kind of like my personal life is so like fulfilled, if you will, that like this music thing is just kind of like for fun. I
Mhm.
mean, it'd be great if I got super successful or whatever that means, but uh yeah, I just feel like it's a hard question to answer, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
feel.
yeah, I guess like my first concrete goal right now would be to just get more comfortable on stage, playing for longer periods of time because like right now I'm only playing like 10 minutes max, at the open mics.
Oh, really?
It would be really nice to like be part of like an outdoor musical festival one day. I mean, they have like a million of them all throughout, the
Yeah.
year, everywhere, all over the country. So I'm sure that's not like an unrealistic goal.
Oh no.
Um, but Yeah, and then it would be nice to like get a band together because it's all me, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
One
and I
thing
feel
I
like
do,
it definitely, huh?
if you don't mind me interjecting to put you on game real quick, one of the things that you can and you should be doing is like, I mean, be willing to like play, for a couple hours, build a repertoire. I mean,
Hmm.
they don't all have to be your songs because people will hear something they like and cherry pick it out, and then you can
Right.
keep it interesting for yourself and keep your songs on rotation, like in between
Hmm.
what they want to might want to hear and what you want to play. And it's a good way to challenge yourself to change it up and see how you will perform it. And it's also paying
Hmm.
you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like being a human jukebox, but I'm sure your original music will also fit like so much um, of the bill that you won't have a problem at all. If you prepare
Hmm.
like hour, 2 hours, you can do it. You can, like, absolutely.
Yeah,
Reach
that's
out
what.
and kind of be networking with like business owners who are willing to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of like the direction I'm going in. Um, with this thing that's coming up in June, I think I'm probably gonna have like an hour, maybe an hour and a half
Mhm,
on stage. So I'm doing exactly what you just said, like a mix of covers and my songs and like covers that kind of go with the style of my music.
mhm,
Um, and then hopefully with that experience, I can, come back because this is in Virginia. I'm
mhm.
gonna come back and I'll be, have a little bit more experience so that I'll have like more confidence to like reach out to places and like try to book around and whatnot. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm happy for you. Um, it
Thank
would
you.
suffice. I mean, I know this is kind of taxing it, but a lot of what ends up being is that people want to pay you for up to 3 hours. So really expanding your set list and getting comfortable, even with just an acoustic guitar, and honestly, like with an acoustic guitar, like people will pay for that more so even than bands because there's so much just overhead that comes with bands. You
Oh,
know,
really? Okay. That
if
makes
you,
sense.
well, if you think about it from the perspective of like how many people do you have to get there in the first place that are rehearsed on the same content,
Hmm.
the same songs, the same repertoire.
Right. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is why try and negotiate something for like 500 where everybody gets like 100 after expenses if they're lucky, as opposed to, you know what I mean, two or three
Hmm.
hundred by yourself with just your voice and an acoustic guitar. Isn't that what you're trying to perfect?
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, that is kind of the way, and I mean, these are hard times. People don't have as much money to spend on just offering the ambiance. So if you hold yourself to
Right.
the challenge of you know playing a repertoire for others, with due regard to like your own stuff, because obviously it's going to fit very well with the style of music that you prefer to play. Um, you know, you'll make your bag. You'll make your bag,
Hmm.
and you'll get better doing it.
Yeah. I feel like I've been very hesitant to even like try to reach out to people to like, get some people together because I'm just like one of those people that like does not like depending on other people for important things. And so like I just like I think I really just need to figure this out and like do this shit on my own because
Yeah,
it's just stressful for me.
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like the one thing that's kind of been, I don't know, just in my head about being alone, is like making it interesting, Like I feel like I've seen, I've been to places where it's just like someone and their acoustic guitar and it's like you don't really know what they're singing. Like they're just kind of in the background, it's like not interesting. And
Yeah.
so I feel like I really need to get into, you know, maybe buying some different like things like a looper or like, different little pedals and whatnot that you can use to kind of make it interesting. Cause like, I don't want to just be in the background, I want people to be watching me,
Well,
like,
I mean, so that's where the difference between a show versus a gig comes in because a
mhm,
show is like I I am the artist and then you guys are here to come and see me, and then a
true. Yeah.
gig is like playing a fucking birthday party, playing happy birthday to birthday party,
Uh-huh.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Just
that.
trying to, yeah.
Yeah, so it just
Make some
kind of
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
True.
if you get used to like kind of melding the two, not only does it kind of help the performance and help you get better, um, because I mean I had a gig the other night, just doing acoustic duo stuff that I do with my girlfriend, and
Mhm.
like I made a couple of mistakes. I'm not gonna front. But the thing is that's the perfect opportunity to, because they're as long as they don't hear it, they don't care. So
Right.
like it
Yeah.
would just
Mhm.
kind of come to being me, like being overly critical about semantics about fucking guitar playing, what most would consider noodling. But it's like, no, it's
Right.
it's a fill, okay? Just coming back to space, okay? Like, here we are
Oh my
back
God,
at
I'm
the
sorry. My water just like went on, like it just dropped onto my eye. I was drinking. Yeah, no, I was at an open mic. I was at the industry last Sunday and I met some people. I'm always by myself, so I'm just, talking to random people. I made some friends and they're like, I'm so excited to go like to see you like when you get up there. And I'm like, cool. And I get up there and I come back and I'm like, so what'd you think? And they're like, we actually weren't listening. Because everyone's like they were like, we listened to one song, but then we didn't really like, we were, got distracted. But like everyone's drinking, everyone's like, there's, talking and whatnot. Like no one's listening to you. So like in a way, it's like it's nice because you can go up there and mess up, which you are probably going to. And you don't have to worry about it, and you can just get the experience on stage. But on the other hand, it's like I want to be playing places where people are actually listening to me. Like this is
yeah.
annoying, you know?
Yeah, it's just difficult because
Yeah.
it you have to find a way to make them listen, and
Hmm.
even then you're still not going to elicit the response and gain the kind of traction that you want. But in time, if you go out there and you keep doing it, at the end of the day, it's like about what is sustainable. If you're talking about, I need to get performance experience in order to know what to do, later on down the line, that's all fine and good. But there does come a point when you get later on down the line and you're like, I can't. I have full confidence in my abilities about this shit, but I mean, I don't respectfully, I don't even want to fucking leave the house unless I'm getting paid for it, you know? And
Right.
like now you have goals, now you have, certain expectations of yourself to kind of take it further. And then it just becomes a question of like, so how do I either A, do this myself, do it minimalistically, or how do I, um, have a band present at each gig? I mean, for me personally, where I'm at in my journey is my next thing is, tour band. And once that is, kind of within reach, then I'm just gonna go back to doing what I was doing before this album happened. And just work on getting the shit on the road, taking the shit on the road, playing coast to coast again, like
Hmm.
you just the thing is like it's got to be sustainable. You got to have like people that you trust on the road with you. And I mean, the thing is nobody does it by themselves is such a true saying. And it is important to find like a band, like all personal shit aside, like nobody needs to be like Fleetwood Mac, like straight up like professional relationships with people whose affinities for their instruments you genuinely respect. Like that's what you're looking for in a gig.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, I mean, people will make it about all kinds of other shit, You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with the actual music, and that is it's very difficult to deal with. It's very difficult to navigate. Um, and I mean, I'm fortunate to have found to have found everything that my music needs to be a proper live representation of itself when we play live. But I mean, it'll be easier to find those people in your genre specifically. I feel just, or at least find enough people who can fit well enough to serve the music, for the time being. If their egos get in their fucking in their way, or unfortunately yours, and it will happen. I mean, it's kind of a bitch, but the horrors persist, but so do we.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've met a lot of people, I mean, just in these 4 months, and everyone is so nice. Like, I haven't met one person that has been shitty in any way. So I feel like, and especially like the genre that I'm in kind of like fits with like, Austin and all that. So
Yeah.
like, um, I'm able to kind of, I don't know, like meet a lot of people that are doing the same thing as me. The only thing is I don't meet a lot of other women, and and not a lot of people my age. It's usually people a little bit older, but it has been kind of hard to like be in a room where it's like, I mean, there's obviously like people watching like at the open mic, but like almost every single person is a man, and I'm like, hi. like
Yeah.
it's almost like weird. I don't know. It was weird at first. I feel like I'm getting used to it now, but it would just be nice for there to be like another woman to kind of like talk to and like see what their like perspective is on things. Um, but yeah, that's the only thing I've noticed. But other than that, like everyone is so nice, and I feel like if I really wanted to, I could get a band together. I just feel like I'm not like at that stage right now. I'm just not
Yeah.
ready for it. But
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
it'll happen when it happens, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Take joy in the process, enjoy writing, recording, and writing lyrics, and just kind of like outdoing yourself in terms of songwriting. Because if I could go back and do anything, I would honestly not have released some shit until later. But then I also kind of think like,
Yeah.
if I didn't release it, then I wouldn't have grown from it. You know what I mean? There's that whole shtick
Mhm.
of it. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel the same way with some of my stuff. I'm like, I should have waited, but like waited for what? Like
yeah,
you didn't know what was gonna, you know what I mean? Like it's all part of the process, I feel like.
yeah. They say that now it takes a new indie artist at least, and this is like with money backing you, like at least like what, releasing 37 songs. So you're
Yep.
coming up. You're coming up
Yep,
on it.
I'm getting there.
So
Got $0 backing me though.
I like release your 37th song and then just be like, okay, where's the money at?
Right. Just gotta manifest it. I'm just gonna tell
Yeah,
myself my 37th song is gonna make me $1,000,000.
yeah. What we say in this house is we're rich. We're rich, babe. We're
Yeah,
rich until we
until you're
manifest
actually rich.
it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. You do your best, and even so, like the unfortunate thing is this is not the kind of thing that you do just for the money. You know,
Yeah, I mean, no, you can't be that way or you're gonna drive yourself crazy,
yeah,
really.
even like the other thing, the other side of performing that's really difficult, especially when you're touring, is like I always tell people that like music is the only job where getting paid is like something you have to fight. It's another task. Like you have to fight for that shit at the, like, even
Mhm.
though you just played a killer set, and it's like you got to go rescue your fucking paycheck. And
Yeah.
like catch the fucking bar owner before he like slips out the back door. Like
My God.
it sucks sometimes. It
That's
really fucking sucks.
hilarious.
And like you just have like the gift is being able to play, but like we all have fucking bills to pay. Like, and
Right.
when you're
Yeah.
on when you're on the road, it's much less forgivable because you're out there. You know what I mean? You're just, you know,
Yeah, like you came all this way for
you
like
you came all
for
this
what?
way and you still have so much to go. You have an
Uh-huh.
expectation of going to the next place tomorrow. How are you gonna get there with no fucking gas money? Or you know what I mean?
True.
Like
Mhm.
it's there's logistics and everything, and it's a whole like wide web of thought where you have to kind of think about what you're gonna need to do in any given scenario. But I mean, it's worth it. I mean, to me personally, I enjoy traveling, and everything I'm doing now is just so that I can get back out on the road and I mean, fucking live a life where I don't really have to think about like stopping, at least for a little while, because I mean, a lot of people think about like the whole idea of touring, 8 to 9 months out of the year, and they think, oh my God, that's so grueling. Who would ever want to do that? And it's like, well, I would at least want to do that until I get to a certain point. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When I get to that certain point, we'll address it then. But like, if I'm at that certain point, if I get tired of selling out fucking theaters, um, I'll say that I still was the right choice in the first place. So fucking
Mhm.
might as well get at it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Get
I feel
busy.
like that's sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just saying like get busy with like booking shows and performances and whatnot, and just if you got to cut your teeth, cut your teeth. Get after it. You're not getting any younger type shit. That's the way I look at it from.
Right.
You were saying?
Yeah, definitely. Um, was gonna say, yeah, like going out and like actually like being out there and like playing shows is super important. I feel like a lot of people are, I mean, at least for me in the beginning of my like, releasing music and stuff, I was like on social media on Instagram and TikTok and whatnot, like trying to like post the videos and like, do the whole content thing. Like I have to post like at least once a day, like and kind of like obsessing over that kind of stuff. And I was like not getting anywhere. I mean, I didn't have like a terrible like I had a good following, but I just felt like nothing. I was not getting any opportunities, I wasn't moving forward, and as soon as I, like, got to Austin, I just got rid of all my social media besides Facebook, I'm on there for, like, the groups and stuff,
Yeah,
and then I started, like, going out and, like, meeting people and, like, playing and stuff, and lo and behold, all these like little opportunities like kept come like trickling down. I'm like, well, damn, like I should have been doing this the whole time. Like, meanwhile, I'm like hiding in my house, like posting videos. It's like,
yeah,
why? Because like, I mean, obviously that works for some people, but I think it's literally like a matter of chance. And
yeah,
like, you can't like place all your eggs in that basket, and that's what I was doing at the beginning. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm just so done with like the whole social media side of things that like if I can't like however much I grow like organically like being out in reality and like being out there in the world, I mean that's good enough for me. Like I don't care about like, you know, going viral and stuff like that because it's just like I don't know. I feel like also people like when that happens to them it's almost too much. Like
yeah.
I was talking to this guy um at this last open mic and he's like some sort of booking agent. I don't know for like country music, country artists and he's talking about this guy what was his name? Something Westward Weston some country guy that just blew up on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
And he was like he didn't even want to do this. Like he's really stressed out. Like he just wanted to be a dermatologist. Like
What?
and he's like just like thrust upon him and then the whole like all the stuff with um Zach Bryan, is that his name, the guy like the really popular guy
Yeah,
country beat that does like just the acoustic stuff and he's constantly saying like I never wanted this like I like just posted some videos, I never wanted this. I'm like okay, it's just weird.
yeah.
You know?
I feel like it picks people at random who are not equipped to deal with it. I don't know. I've been doing this for a long for the most of my life. And I feel like I am damn near like flagged on social media for like, being somebody that says be who you are. Don't listen to their fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure whatever. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's
Mhm.
like controversial in comparison to what's on my For You page on TikTok. Like, I mean, I see that shit everywhere.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't even really be trying to like
Mhm.
write about that kind of shit. I just don't really care either which way because I mean, what difference does it make if I don't say anything? I don't know. It is what it is. The art speaks for itself. I don't really judge it or like curate it. I just let it be what
Mhm.
it is. And if it says some real shit, it says some real shit, It just what are you gonna do? But like as far as like country gigs and like or sorry, not country gigs, but like some of the people that have blown up, at least like in my circle that I've kind of like, you know, known through the grapevine, it's like sometimes it happens because people are persistent. And that's kind of what influences like me to like stay in it. Uh
Mhm.
at least for the time being, because there is the where the numbers come in handy is just in trying to like be able
Mhm.
to like book like a better paying gig. Uh,
Mhm.
but the problem is that it doesn't necessarily translate well, and I've talked about that on this podcast like a couple of times with various different guests as well. Yeah, that's kind of like the disconnect that gets seen is like somebody will have like a million multiple million followers on TikTok, and then they'll come into having a show and won't not very many people show up. They might not know how to perform because they were focused on the short form content, in the first place,
Right, yeah.
And like a side note, I said this in the last podcast as well, but you know, you can't take a short form content creator and then turn them into an artist. You can take an artist and then make short form out of their long form, and then you know what I mean. They can just go on stage. Like here's the key:
Right.
go on stage, do your thing,
Mhm.
not a problem. But I feel like the way the industry has moved is it wants to make so many artists. It wants to kind of so that they can control. You know what I mean? It's always going to be like a power grab. And when you have genuine artists, like you can't really do that. So the trade-off becomes like making your own following. And you can do that without social media. There's people that make livings not, with their music not on social media. So
Mhm.
there's nothing, fucking wrong with trying to do that. Uh the thing is like I don't know. It comes down to like your project and what it says to you and what you need to do. It also is just like you're at your discretion, because you don't necessarily need it to be successful. It just kind of helps if you have a couple thousand just to kind of get yourself started. Because
Mhm.
I mean that your phone is TV is what TV used to be. Now
Mhm.
it's where it's what everybody's got, in front of them. So it's not the worst idea to, leverage that as best as you can, but just try not to let it take your fucking soul away, because it does that. It creates so much anxiety. I edited the settings in my phone to like make it red light instead of blue light because blue light is addictive and fucks with your circadian rhythm. But,
Mhm.
you can go into your settings and change it to like a more red tinted light. And so it's not as bad for you. And I just try to stay outside of it. I mean, this is one of the reasons why the only time I really like watch any kind of shows is, you know, when I'm like sitting down and eating, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just for funsies. Outside of that, I'm just kind of focused on my goals and, just kind of finishing this record, So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every time I posted on like Instagram specifically, I would immediately regret it. Be like, why did I like what am I doing? Like I'm just so cringy, like I hate myself. That was my energy. So I was like, I have to stop this. Like it's
The
not
way I
helping me at all.
the way I look at it is that, like, if you're gonna be a musician to some extent, you gotta participate so that people know where to find your shit, I guess. I mean, I still would rather just be trying to sling CDs at your local mall, like I did when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah. I
But,
mean,
like,
there's definitely ways I think that you can get around it because I mean, I do have Facebook, and then I just got like these little business cards that have the QR code and it takes you to a link tree. And I do have YouTube. So
yeah,
like people can listen to my stuff like on YouTube and like you can also post shorts on there, I guess, which is kind of the same thing as Instagram and TikTok. But
I've had a lot of success with shorts. I mean, there
oh
people
really?
are seeing it, but, like, I mean, the engagement is coming slowly. So, I mean,
Hmm.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
reason I did the whole podcast thing, just, because I don't want to say nothing. I want to at least be real about the shit that everybody's experiencing and give everybody kind of like a platform to be able to like talk about their music and what they're releasing and what is important to them. Because what everybody's told me is nobody cares, and it's like, well, me as a fan, I do. So, like,
Yeah, right. Hmm.
if you have good music, I wanna know about it. I wanna fucking,
Right.
give you a chance to fucking say this on social media.
Yeah, and I feel like you do have to like really remind people that you still exist, you know?
Yes.
Like I mean people have lives and they forget. So like I'm kind of like I've been looking into a few other things. I mean it's all like stuff that would cost money, so I like would have to do it later. But like you can have automated texts sent to people so like they can sign up for that, which honestly I feel like is better than social media because like you're sending them a text straight to their phone, you know? So like I'm playing here at this night or whatever, or like this song's coming out soon. And when I meet people at open mics, people do come up to me sometimes like after I play and like ask for my social media. And I'm like, well, I don't have any. Or you can go to my Facebook, and a lot of people don't have Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
So hopefully like a little bit later I can just like, you know, hand them my card and be like, here, sign up for text. Like tell you like where I'm gonna be at next or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like I mean a lot of people are I mean, most people are willing to do that if they really like you. So,
Yeah.
so like, and they always say like, you just need 1,000, like 1,000 fans. Like once you get 1,000 fans, like you're good to go. Like, you know, like I don't know, but I don't know if you've heard that. Have you?
I have
Or like
had
the 1,000 followers, or like you know,
1,000, like, diehard fans that'll buy
yeah,
everything you put out,
hmm,
yes.
yeah.
Um,
So I don't know. That's kind of
Absolutely.
been like my
I feel like they're really
thing.
trying to inflate that now, though, like,
Oh,
Ticketmaster
really?
is, like, fucking shit, and, like, they're like, "Wait, no, you mean you could make a living doing this? Doing something you like? We need to
Yeah.
look into that." That's
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No, but, I mean, that's that whole thing is why I urge, everybody to support live. Um, I don't know if you
Hmm.
have heard this, but the All American Rejects just did they're doing, like, a whole backyard kind of, like, DIY house show tour, and it's, I mean, going
Oh,
really well for
cool.
them, as you might imagine, being the All
Hmm.
American Rejects.
Right. Yeah.
But, uh, what I'm kicking myself because at the venue in Chicago they just played at, like, I had, bandmates actually drop out on me, on a date we were
Oh,
supposed to,
nice.
and then, we didn't they didn't wanna reschedule with us. They didn't wanna kinda
Dang.
forgive it, and, like, damn, ate
That's what I'm
shit.
afraid of. That's what I'm afraid
Yeah,
of.
you know what I mean? Like, and it
Like, I
sucks.
cannot afford that, guys.
Yeah, like, and the thing is they do what they do so well, like, I couldn't even, like, like even from my perspective, I'm sitting there, I'm like begging them, like, yo, please let us reschedule. Like
Yeah.
we have fixed the issues, we fixed the problems. You know what I mean? We're
Mm.
good. I mean, egos got in the way and that whole thing. Uh, and I mean, fucking apologies were issued, and then too little, too late. It's fucking,
Right. Yeah, like that's not gonna work.
yeah. It's like the guy won't even reply to me now. So it's like
That bridge is burned. That
exactly.
sucks.
And the other thing is because of the success that the All American Rejects brought to that DIY space, um, they had to shut down.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
that's fucking that
That's
sucks.
weird.
Now nobody gets to have the fucking pristine video quality that they were putting out. It's like it could have been like a real fucking thing for us, you know. But
Yeah.
it didn't end up happening, and that's like for all the things that I actually bring into this world and finish to completion, the songs, albums, whatever, what have you. Like the main thing that really like gets at me is like everything that I knew was like a killer idea, but like nobody else around me saw or was afraid of. You know what I mean? Because you'll get that.
Right.
You'll get people that are like afraid to succeed because of all of what it comes with. And don't get me wrong, I understand
Right.
the fear of
Mhm.
it. But like if you can and it will actually take you somewhere, you got to step through that door. You know what I mean? That's the way
Mhm.
I approach it, the way I look at it.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
getting to that point, having all the right necessary components and tools, is very I think about it from the perspective of somebody, you know, um, like myself. If I was a kid, like, what do you mean you wouldn't walk through that door?
Right.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
do that? Really? You wouldn't do that? Like, I think I am constantly in a battle of trying to prove myself to my inner child
Yeah. Yeah.
because I never
I
lost
feel like
it.
a lot of artists are like that. Like
You
that's what
know?
we're here to do.
Yeah, I agree. But
Yeah.
we have hit the hour mark, so
Yeah.
we don't have to continue. I actually do have to message this guy about the next podcast right here that I'm about to get in. So I am kind of on a time crunch, but I do appreciate you for being flexible. I want to give a shout out to you for that because I mean we had to fucking go back and forth a bunch of different times just to make the time to sit down here. So
Mhm.
thank you
Yeah.
for being flexible. Thank you
Yeah,
for being
thank you.
on the podcast. I will listen to
Thanks
your
for
music,
having me.
and you can absolutely book yourself another date with the link that I sent you.
Oh,
If
okay.
or whenever
Cool.
you release your next thing, we can reconvene. We can do it again, and yeah, community is how we go forward. So I hope you gain
Yeah.
listeners from this. I hope it is something that you can be happy about having out in the ether over time. Um, and yeah, that's all I have for you. So do
Great.
you want
Well,
to take this last opportunity to tell anybody your most recent release or where you want them to find you next?
you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, under Claudia Joseph. I'm also on YouTube, Claudia Joseph, and my Facebook page is Claudia Joseph Music. So those are all the places you can find me. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
Most recent release.
Most recent release is Back to Austin, and I have another release coming out May 28th. It's called Where the Road Winds Up to Heaven. So
Awesome.
that's coming out
Sounds
soon.
very deep.
Mhm. It's not actually. It's a really
Oh,
fun song.
oh, cool. We're talking about coke and partying. No, I'm kidding.
No.
All right. Anyway. Take it easy, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to the Punk Bordello podcast once again. This has been Claudia Joseph.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.